don't remember who fired me first.
And this is Tik Tok market for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it.
Hey B&B fam, I'm back again with another video. It's your girl Naima from Dressed in Black. Please subscribe to our channel. I pretty much just post whatever I want at this point. Today I had a little idea, right? Came up with it about a few days ago actually. I have worked at many a job. Some I left willingly, some they invited me to leave. That doesn't matter at this point. But I looked around my room and I was like, I got a lot of junk that's not even like relevant anymore. I have a lot of hoodies and t-shirts and whatnot from old jobs that I used to work at, right? And I was like, because my mom is really big on repurposing clothes, and I was like, you know what if I took all of this old stuff, like, you know how you just wear it as like a night shirt, but like in the spirit of the new year and trying to purge of like old stuff and old energies and stuff like that, I just want to create something new, something that I always try to tell myself, whether it's a person, a place, a thing, a food, whatever it might be. I always try to say, change the narrative, right? Even when I still walk into some of these places, the first thing I can feel is like the dread that I used to feel when I worked there, and how much I hated it, like, and I couldn't do nothing about it. So I don't know, I just thought maybe if I guess it's symbolic, but if I take something and I turn it into something positive and beautiful, hopefully beautiful, we'll see, I can just kind of get rid of it and let it go once and for all, you know, instead of carrying it around with me, especially since these are still places that I tend to frequent. Yeah, if you have some time to waste, come hang with me. All right, I pretty much have a good idea of what I want to do. I want to take the hoodie as like a base. I didn't color it or nothing, and do a crop. You probably can't even see that. And I have these cute little like iron-on patches. If you guys have seen any of like my denim jackets, I have used these before, but they had like a lot of them on there, and some of the colors I couldn't use, luckily, because of the blue Gabe shirt, and I had some blue little butterflies. I'm gonna use those and some flowers and sew them on to the hoodie, and then I'm pretty much just gonna wing it from there. I got some like leftover like trims and zippers and stuff, so I'm gonna cut this into a crop. Like I said, I'm not doing no measurements. Like, I'm just gonna freehand this entire project. It's just for fun. I'm gonna keep this bottom part because I'm gonna add it right here. And I really do love this hoodie. I used to wear it all the time, and people be like, oh, you work at Home Depot? I'm like, no, I loved it. It was so warm and comfortable, but I'm also like, I felt weird putting it on because I don't really fuck with y'all. I don't really bang with y'all, so y'all fire me for no reason. And see, with this little logo situation, so I'm gonna put, because I can't really take it out, it's knitted like into embroidered and it's embroidered into the actual hoodie. So I'm gonna just take a bigger one, this flower, and I'm gonna add one right here. I'm gonna add them like that. And then I have these pretty blue ones. I'm gonna put them like on the sleeves and stuff. So what I'm gonna do first, I'm gonna sew this back on first. Like I said, I don't remember the year that I pretty much worked at any of these places, but it had to be at least like 8 years ago. I was in the flooring department, which I feel like is the hardest department to work in, to be honest, especially if you don't know anything about flooring, which I didn't. I applied because I was working at Burlington too at the time, and they were kind of close together, like proximity wise, so I thought I could go from one job to the other one. And I never worked 2 jobs before. And if you worked at Home Depot full-time, I think I worked there, no, I worked there part-time, but it was like 10-hour shifts. I think it was long because I would do like half a day, which at Burlington could be 2 hours or 4 hours because the hours were trash. That's why I had to get another job. But Home Depot, you was gonna be there because we had hour-long breaks. Like, we was there for a long time. I'd be so tired. At the end of the night, I was damn near asleep at the damn desk. Like, that experience was weird. They had me there for about like a month before I even had orientation. I've had a few jobs like that, actually. Yeah, they were kind of disorganized, I feel like. And the men there had like these really big egos. It was one guy, he worked in the electrical department, I think, but I think he was also like a supervisor or something, and his ego was horrible. Like, I remember being like in the garden section talking to my friend or something, and we were about to, you know, just go back to I forgot what area he worked in, and we about to go back to work or whatever. We weren't doing nothing, we was just talking. And the dude come up and he's like, you know, just checking to make sure we working or whatever, normal stuff. And as I'm going back, I'm like, yeah, I'm coming back. He starts to walk off, but then he stops and turns around and look me dead in the eye and be like, do we have a problem? I'm like, first of all, the conversation was over. It was real regular, real quick. So how do you walk off and then your brain tells you, like, oh, it must be an issue? Like, he did like he was a female. Like, he was real sassy. I feel like maybe he had some things on his heart that he just couldn't deal with. You know, when people come to work and they act like that, they try to flex their little bit of power. And I'm like, what you mean? I'm literally like, no, like, what? He's like, oh, because, you know, I thought we had a problem. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, I feel like he wanted to fight with me. I don't think he wanted me there, to be honest. I don't know why, but I feel like he had an issue with women working there. It wasn't a lot of us. It was only, I can't remember, as far as women that weren't like cashiers and stuff. I'm talking about like on the floor, like women on the floor. It was not a lot of us. I will never forget that. When I went the other day, I was looking for him. I don't think any of them work there anymore, maybe besides like one person that I used to talk to. But how's that looking? Like, I just remember getting really weird vibes working there. Customers would like come up and ask me a question, but then I would literally like walk off, and then I hear them go to like a dude and ask them the same question, and then get them the same answer. And I walk up and I'd be like, did I not help you good enough? She's like, no, it's fine. I just wanted to double check. I'm like, no, it's because I'm a girl. Like, I've had them do that multiple times, and I'm like, I don't get it. And you a woman at that. Like, you should really feel ashamed of yourself. I never felt comfortable with the customers, or I didn't know nothing about flooring, so I mean, I was just like sweeping and stuff. I wasn't like a specialist. They were trying to teach me how to use the computer and stuff, but that wasn't really my expertise. I just couldn't get it, and I'm not passionate about it, so I'm really gonna suck at it. The training was trash. Like I said, they had me there like a month. Matter of fact, the first few days, you know how you're on the computer doing orientation, they left me in there pretty much the whole week. I'm in there falling asleep. That's when I discovered energy drinks. I'm in there falling asleep. It wasn't until another coworker came in and was like, oh, we saw your name on the schedule, but we never saw you. I didn't know who you was. I'm like, I've been back here dying for the last 3 days. Like, I was wondering if anybody was gonna come and talk to me or whatever. If a manager, a supervisor, or somebody. She wasn't a supervisor, but you know how the people that been there a long time pretty much are like the people that run the store. Like, she been there for a while. She been there, at least in flooring. She killed it. She loved the job. I couldn't stand it. I don't know how she dealt with all them dudes, but she was real pretty and it was nice to her, and they didn't play with her. There were people that I met that I thought were my friends. It didn't recently. I realized that they weren't like recently, and like I said, it's been years since I worked there, but we kept in touch. That's why now whenever I work or whatever, or find a new job, it's good if you're cool with people, but I don't care to be friends, because I don't even know if friends really exist, to be honest. I feel like if I really vibe with you, you're gonna be family. I don't see the point in friends. It's like somebody that's really close that I really love and I really like, and I talk to them and I see them all the time, but we friends. Like, to me, that's family. If I can depend on you that much, if I can cry on your shoulder, if we spend that much time together, if you borrow money from me, I borrow money from you, we either acquaintances or we family. There is no middle to me, but that's just me. But everybody don't have the same you know, definition. And it's really shitty. I got fired because a lady was asking me a question about some flooring. I said I didn't know. I was gonna go get someone to find out. And when I walked away and I came back, she was gone. I didn't think nothing of it. I'm like, well, maybe she changed her mind. Then I think the next day I came in, I'm saying good morning. And I'm like, why everybody looks so like blah, like so dry. And I remember the coworker that was really nice to me, that helped me out when I first started, she was like, she looked pissed, she looked mad, like she was heated. But I didn't even have time to ask what was wrong. They just had the supervisor come get me from the desk, and they brought me back into the room. And I'm like, what's wrong? He asked me about the lady from the previous day. I'm like, oh yeah, I went to go get somebody to help her, and when I came back she was gone. And he was like, oh well, because she said you left her there, you didn't answer her question, you were rude. I'm like, what did she like what? And he cut me off as I'm like explaining, and he's like, well, it don't matter because you're fired anyway. I was like, wow, y'all just didn't want me here. Like, let's just say what it is. You did not want me here. And then, you know, there's always like a, what you call it, not a teacher's pet, but like somebody who worked there that think they the boss. It was this another girl. Nobody liked her. Nobody liked her. You know, when you first work somewhere, they like stay away from these type of people. She was one of those people. I don't even know her name. Like, I literally avoided her at all costs. Nah. So where am I gonna put these? So I think she had to be in the room because I don't know why the policy was, it was what it was, but a man and a woman, like a superior, couldn't be, I think, in the room at the same time alone with the door closed or something with another employee that was a female. So she had to be in the room while I was getting fired. And I know she loved that. Oh my God. I knew she didn't like me because I didn't pay her no mind. So what they do, I'm like walking out, I'm saying bye to everybody, and they like, oh, but we gotta go through the back. I'm like, why are we going through the back? Like, so they walk you through the back of the store. Of course, when that happened, everybody know that you're getting fired. But our store always empty. Like, literally, people will always come to the flooring department because we would have the most employees actually there. Because when you would walk through all the other departments, it'd be like a ghost town. People will always be like, can y'all get somebody for me for this area? And I'm like, okay, we'll call on the intercom, or we'll try to help you. And I don't even work in them departments. So I'm like walking through there, wasn't nobody really back there. And a girl, when we get to the back door, she's like, oh, I'm so sorry to see you go, you know, this is unfortunate that this happened. I'm like, girl, shut up, you know you could not wait for me to leave. And she ain't had nothing to say. She ain't had nothing to say. She was like, okay, well, good luck. I'm like, yeah, whatever, kiss my ass. And I stood there and I called a cab, but I'm like, you know what? I need to cool off. Like, I felt like I was gonna hurt somebody, so I just walked home. It was the coldest day. It was so cold that day. I just called my mother. I was like, and I can't remember if I got fired from there first or Burlington, because it happened literally like 3 days apart. Right before Christmas it happened. I don't remember who fired me first. I can't remember, but I think it was Home Depot. But yeah, the Burlington, that's coming next.